downfall of BYJU'S. Edtech giant BYJU'S.
The founder, Byju Raveendran.
ലോകം മുഴുവൻ അത്ഭുതത്തോടെ നോക്കി നിന്ന വളർച്ചയായിരുന്നു ബൈജൂസ് ലേണിംഗ് ആപ്പിന്റേത്.
ബൈജൂസിന് ശേഷം ധാരാളം കമ്പനികൾ അതുപോലെ വന്നു. അങ്ങനെ വന്ന പല കമ്പനികളും ബൈജൂസ് വിഴുങ്ങുകയും ചെയ്തു.
Once valued at $22 billion.
At one point, it was one of India's most valued startups.
Byju Raveendran one day കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ട്. But for now, we have ex-CEO of BYJU'S. I did not believe that it was a burning ship. Even today, if you look at kids' learning product, right, there isn't anything which can even come close to what Byjus had built. I mean, it's a question I get asked a lot. It's in fact, one guy asked me, who will be stupid enough to do something like this? Isn't it a career suicide? ഒരു കംബാക്ക് വരും എന്നുള്ള ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ ഞാൻ മനോരമന്റെ കണ്ടിരുന്നു. ഈവൻ അവിടെ said comeback can be expected. Yes. And I also want one favor. I want you to invite Byju Raveendran to the Pitch podcast. I can give you his number. You can only reach out to him. Yes. See you soon, Byjus. Welcome to Pitch podcast. ഈ ഒരു എപ്പിസോഡ് സ്പോൺസർ കെയർ റവന്യൂ എന്ന കമ്പനിയാണ്. കെയർ റവന്യൂ എന്ന് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ കെയർ സ്റ്റാക്ക് എന്ന കമ്പനിയുടെ സിസ്റ്റർ കൺസേൺ ആണ്. കെയർ സ്റ്റാക്കിന്റെ ഫൗണ്ടിംഗ് മെമ്പർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള അർജുൻ സതീഷായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ചെക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്. കെയർ റവന്യൂ ഡെന്റൽ പ്രാക്ടീസസിന്റെ ബാക്ക് എൻഡ് ഓപ്പറേഷൻസ് ആൻഡ് റവന്യൂ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യുന്ന സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ആണ്. അത് കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്നാണ് ബിൽഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത് ആൻഡ് സെല്ലിംഗ് ഗ്ലോബലി ഫ്രം കേരള. ഇവരുടെ ഓഫീസ് ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തും കൊച്ചിയിലുണ്ട്. വേറെ പുതിയൊരു ഓഫീസ് കൊച്ചിയിലും ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തായിട്ട് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് ദേ ആർ ഗ്രോയിങ് റിയലി റിയലി വെൽ. അപ്പൊ ഇവര് ഹയറിംഗ് ആണ്, പല പോസ്റ്റുകളായിട്ട് ഹയറിംഗ് ആണ്. ഞാൻ ഈ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യാം ഇൻ ദ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ. സോ മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ടു ചെക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്. ആൻഡ് നൗ ബാക്ക് ടു ദ വീഡിയോ. ഹായ് ഓൾ, നമ്മുടെ ഒപ്പം സ്പെഷ്യൽ ഗസ്റ്റ് ആണ് വന്നിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ex-CEO of BYJU'S, ex-CEO of upGrad. പിന്നെ ആകാശിന്റെ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. ബട്ട് വിൽ ടോക്ക് ടു ഹിം. ബൈജു രവീന്ദ്രനെ വൺ ഡേ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ട്. ബട്ട് ഫോർ നൗ വി ഹാവ് ex-CEO of BYJU'S, Arjun Mohan. Yes, hi. ഹായ്. അപ്പോൾ ബൈജൂസിന്റെ സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ആയിരുന്നു. NIT കാലിക്കറ്റ് പഠിച്ചു, പിന്നെ IIM കോഴിക്കോട് പഠിച്ചു. വേരിയസ് നീഷ് ഇൻ ടാറ്റയിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്, പലയിടത്തും വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ വിൽ ഗോ ഇൻ ദിസ് ഡീറ്റെയിൽഡ് ഇൻ ടു ഹിസ് കരിയർ ആസ് വെൽ. പിന്നെ ബൈജൂസിനെ പറ്റി ഒബിയസ്ലി നമുക്ക് ചോദിച്ചറിയാം. തിങ്സ് ഹി ഡസന്റ് ഹാവ് ടോക്ഡ് അബൌട്ട് എനിവർ. ഇവിടെ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഈ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിൽ വരാം. Let's see. Welcome to Pitch podcast.
Thank you so much, Felix, and good to be here.
Yes. ഇപ്പോൾ കറന്റ്ലി ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റ് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും?
So currently I am running a consultancy firm. It's called as EdStart Consulting. Actually, it's called as EdStart Startup Consulting. So the thought process was to build a consulting firm for the market which actually needs handholding. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മള് മെക്കിൻസി, BCG ഇവരെയൊക്കെ നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവരെല്ലാവരും ഹൈലി സ്ട്രാറ്റജിക് കമ്പനീസ് വിച്ച് വിൽ ചാർജ് യു എ ബിഗ് ബിൽ. സോ യു കെൻ ഓൺലി വർക്ക് ഫോർ എ ലാർജ് കമ്പനി, റൈറ്റ്? But actually speaking, the smaller companies, the startups, the entrepreneurs, the MSMEs are the people who really need your expertise as a consultant, right? I am trying to solve that problem. Now, these kind of boutique consultants, very sharply focused on growth, P&L optimization, digital transformation, AI transformation and all, for smaller firms is it's not new from a Western perspective. You'll find a lot of such people in the US, right? And there are business models for it, right? You take a retainer and you take equity rather than taking a big bill and other things. I am trying to do that. So EdStart will be pretty much the first company to be doing it in India. Yeah. I work with multiple companies, both small and big, largely in this specialized domains, which I spoke about. So that's what I do.
പുറത്ത് പറയാൻ പറ്റിയ കമ്പനീസ് ഏതിനുണ്ടോ?
You mentioned Akash. I do a lot of work for Manipal Group, multiple companies in Manipal Group. In Kochi, you have Lakshya, yes. The commerce company that I do. Then I have some, so I have also diversified out of education. So I have a SaaS company, I have a fashion company.
E-commerce kandil.
E-commerce is, that's a company which is run by my wife, so I can't put it in my portfolio, but yeah, you can say that that's also there. But yeah, it's very exciting to work with entrepreneurs and startups. I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, I have had a very fast-paced, accelerated experience in my life, right? I've seen ups and downs,
yes.
What to do, what not to do, how to scale fast, how to cost cut, everything. Yeah. So I feel that this is helpful to a lot of entrepreneurs. So that's what I'm trying to build.
Makes sense.
So this is very exciting. I mean, you can do multiple jobs at the same time.
Yeah.
Multiple domains.
അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ്. ഞാൻ മേ ബി ബാക്ക് ടു ചൈൽഡ്ഹുഡ് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എവിടെ ജനിച്ചതും ആ ഒരു എൻവയോൺമെന്റ് എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ.
Yeah. So I'm a very, very typical millennial. Okay. Who was born in the 80s, that time frame, just before liberalization, in a small town. So I'm from Kannur, North Kerala, right? Did all my education in Kannur. I mean, the schooling in Kannur. Like any kids of my generation, basically we are the generation who were born and saw the early days of pre-liberalization and then saw the growth of liberalization, right? So yeah, we are a very, very lucky generation that way, right? And coming from small town, so lot of aspiration, lot of ambition. That's how we grew up, right? And like a typical student, I also went for engineering, medical. I mean, did my engineering, so did my entrance examination, went to NIT Calicut.
റാങ്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു?
റാങ്ക് എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും ഓർമ്മയില്ല. I think it's somewhere closer to 75. അടുത്തെന്തോ
ഓൾ ഇന്ത്യ റാങ്ക്. NIT Calicut.
NIT Calicut. Okay. അല്ല,
ആ ഒരു കോളേജിലുള്ള ഒരു ഇത് ഫോർമേഷൻ എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു? What were your passions and interests? Did that ever help you in somehow?
Yes, it was a transformative years for me. Okay. See, I was so outside, ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എൻ്റെ വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് മാറി നിന്നത് ഞാൻ എൻട്രൻസ് കോച്ചിങ്ങിന് പോയപ്പോഴാണ്. അതായത് PC തോമസിന്റെ അടുത്ത് വെക്കേഷൻ ബാച്ച് തൃശ്ശൂർ പോയപ്പോഴാണ് നിന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് വെരി വെരി ഹാർഡ്. ബട്ട് ദെൻ NIT Calicut, when you go, right, you don't have a choice, right? You go there. അപ്പോ അതുവരെ I always see myself as an introvert. Okay. And I did not find my objectives or passions in life unless I started my college. So NIT Calicut is where you really realize what all you need to do to be successful in life. Because first of all, it's a microcosm of our country, right? You have students from across the country. That's the first time you'll see somebody talking in Telugu, somebody talking in Hindi. You are forced to say anything other than Malayalam. The languages like English and Hindi you learned for 10 years in school, which you never used, right? You will be forced to use, and then you start getting confidence talking to people. And NITs, I think the way, it's not, I won't say the curriculum, but the way the culture is built, right, forces you to do a lot of things outside of your curriculum, right? So you have Ragam, you have Tattva, everything is student managed. So if you are someone who has aspirations, you will feel the FOMO to go and get involved in all this. And once you get involved in all this, you start realizing what are the things, organizing, managing, community building.
Yes.
So it was, in my view, it was a transformational experience, right? And it changed me as a person, like completely. I was extremely homesick. Okay, എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയറിൽ കോഴിക്കോട് എടുക്കാനുള്ള കാരണം തന്നെ വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് തൊട്ടടുത്താണ്, 100 കിലോമീറ്റർ ദൂരേ ഉള്ളൂ. എല്ലാ ആഴ്ചയും വിട്ടു പോകാന്നുള്ളൊരു പ്രതീക്ഷയിലായിരുന്നു. സോ ഫസ്റ്റ് സെമിസ്റ്റർ I used to go home every Friday. Okay. Second semester onwards, I used to go home only once in a semester. And this is the transformation I'm talking about, right? And 4 years later, you have the confidence that you will go out to a new city, start your life. So overall, it was fantastic. And any student I meet these days, I always tell them that if you're taking college, please take hostel and live there. You will learn to live.
Yes, true. Right. പിന്നെ കോളേജ് കഴിഞ്ഞപാടെ what was the thing? Did you had any job placements and everything?
Yeah, so I had an interest in going for MBA.
Okay.
Right. Of course, I got a placement. NIT Calicut, of course, at that time the number of students were less, jobs were abundant. So I had 2 offers. One was, I did my electrical engineering. So one was in core electrical, L&T, which was considered as the best firm to go. And then there was a dream offer, which was a VLSI company called Rambus Chip Technology. It's a Valley-based company. They had a R&D office in India, and I think the college built so much of confidence in me that I went and was able to crack it. But that was a very exciting role, right? So I decided to take it, and that's where I ended up in Bangalore. So
ഏത് ഇയർ ആയിരുന്നു?
ഇത് 2006.
Okay, first job in 2006.
First job in 2006. അപ്പൊ ഇതിന് മുമ്പേ തന്നെ I had an ambition to go and do my MBA.
From IIM എന്നുള്ളൊരു
IIM ആ സമയത്താണല്ലോ ബേസിക്കലി കോളേജിന്റെ 4ാമത്തെ വർഷമാണ് IIM പറ്റിയൊക്കെ കേൾക്കുക. അങ്ങനെയാണല്ലോ നമ്മളെ എക്സ്പോഷർ സാധാരണ. ഓക്കെ, ബിക്കോസ് സോ ദിസ് വാസ് ദ ടൈം. ആക്ച്വലി ഇറ്റ്സ് എൻ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് സ്റ്റോറി, റൈറ്റ്? ഈ സമയത്തായിരുന്നു IIM ആദ്യത്തെ 1 കോടി ഓഫർ വന്നത്.
1 കോടി ഓഫർ, വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദാറ്റ്?
So in 2005 or 6, right, a student from one of the, I think it was Cal or A, got a 1 crore offer from a company, right?
Okay.
It was dollar converted. So it became a first page news across.
Yeah.
That's when I think majority of the regular people in the country would have heard about
1 crore salary.
Yeah, 1 crore salary. It's an aspiration, ambition, and you are in that stage. You get curious, and then you have these dreams, right? But yeah, that's how there was a news, and that's how people started coming to know about IIMs and other things. But yeah, so our ambition undairunnu, but I got really interested in this job because see, even when I was doing my electrical also, NIT allows you to take a lot of electives outside your core curriculum. So I had taken all my electives in electronics because I used to like solid state devices, SSD, and communications and other things. So when I got a job in VLSI, I thought I will do that, the design and other things. That's how I landed in Bangalore. Bangalore was another positive. It's for most of us South Indians, after probably Kochi, it's a very interesting city to go, right? Especially North Kerala kids. So that's how I ended up there. So the first job was hardcore R&D design. So this was a very interesting company. This company did not have any products.
Okay.
We used to do research, right? And we used to file patents.
Oh.
And when a consumer electronics company uses our patents, they used to pay us money.
Okay.
Right? So then this company felt that we have this patents, and a lot of these companies are using our patents. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
Why don't we start doing design services also for these companies? So അങ്ങനെയാണ് അവർ ഇന്ത്യയിലത്തെ ടീം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതും ടീം സ്കെയിൽ ചെയ്തതും ഒക്കെ. So that's how I ended up going there. Very interesting project. So I got opportunity to work in some of very, very exciting projects, and they got lucky, that's all, right? So they were at that time working on PlayStation. PlayStation 2. So, and PlayStation 2 at that time was it was designed as a supercomputer which could have competed with most of the most powerful supercomputers at that time. So it had a chip which was built together by Sony, IBM and Toshiba. So that group was called as STI, right? And they had called it as the cell BIOS chip. They called it cell BIOS because they said that this is so complex that it's like a living cell, right? So the chip needed to have a high speed interface to talk to the RAM, and the existing DDR technologies did not have it. And Rambus had a technology called as XDR RAM. So they told us to give them that technology.
Okay.
And then we were developing the IOs and other things. We got lucky. We involved in those projects.
Yes.
But yeah, it was so think about it. No, for a kid to get exposed to, there is a team from US, there's a team from Israel, there's a team from Japan.
Yeah.
All of them coming together. It's quite exciting.
Yeah.
So that's what the first job was. But I always wanted to do MBA. And MBA, IIM, CAT, that's how I ended up with BYJU'S.
Yes. Story ആണ് അറിയേണ്ടത്. How did you meet BYJU'S? Byju Raveendran.
So Byju Raveendran at that time was taking CAT coaching for students in Bangalore.
ഏത് ഇയർ ആണത്? Actually
2007. 2007 ലാണ്
before the world crash.
Yeah, exactly. 2007. So, sir, അതിന് മുന്നേയും 2 വർഷം മുന്നേ തുടങ്ങിയിരുന്നു. Basically, he takes CAT classes and the classes are very differentiated. He solve the questions shortcut lote. So, there was already some name he has generated organically in the area. So, I tried out. And he has a very different way of promoting also. He used to do what he calls as demo sessions. Okay, so demo sessionil ഇങ്ങനെ എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത് വെച്ചാൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു 100 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഉള്ള ഒരു പേപ്പർ എടുത്തിട്ട് വരും. ഓക്കെ, എന്നിട്ട് ഈ 4 മണിക്കൂർ he solves these 100 questions at that kind of speed on a big projector. Right? So for someone who has a love for math, right, you clearly know that, okay, this guy is who will take you to an IIM by helping. And these are all real questions which came in that. So he'll really show you, this is how this is. For us, പിടിച്ചു നിൽക്കുകയെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത്ര ചെറിയ കാര്യമൊന്നുമല്ല. You will see that there are a lot of people will like leave in the middle of it, but people who continue, complete it, join his classes. Wow. So had a very impressive way of doing things, high on passion, high on intelligence, that kind of guy. So I thought, okay, I need to anyway do CAT. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ തുടങ്ങിയത്. It was after that when I started speaking to him, when I met Riju, his brother and all, that I realized that they are from Kannur. Their house is like 5 kilometers away from my house. അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലായത്. So obviously that relationship went this thing, and Byju had this habit. So he was, from that time itself, highly ambitious, highly aspirational. He was always clear that he's going to build a huge company through this. Okay. From the day one I met, he was always clear on that. He's like, okay, now the class has got 60 students. How do I make the class 120? How do I send it? Take that auditorium, which is 1,000 people. That's how he thinks, right? Yeah. So he was always looking for students who could join him as employees and help him in the growth, or partners, or whatever it is, right? So always he used to do that, and he picked few of us. I was also part of it. That is how I started working for him, right? So all those years, this was more like a weekend gig. There was no real company or anything. It was a bunch of people who are interested in it, trying out various things, really impressing the students, and okay, good amount of revenue generated during that time, right? But then ambition was high. It was always about how do I do the next big thing in education and other things. That's how I met him. Okay. And I continued my job, right? During that time, so an insight which he always used to say is that the students were really happy with the class. And I also started taking class because whoever he brings in, right, he asks them to take classes also. And whoever makes an impressive class, we all take classes then. So we had few of us taking classes. And we were the mechanism or the framework we used to teach was so thought through and so structured that we used to even take into account the doubts a student can have proactively. Right? So if I'm doing this question, I will just not get to the answer. I know that at this point a student will be thinking, why is it so? Because one concept they should have learned is not clear. So we used to pause there, go to that concept, explain it. You understand, right? So that's how a really good teacher teaches. Because they can think like the student. So we build a framework for that. So nobody used to ask any questions. Everyone used to like be very, very happy about it. Okay, if we had taken an NPS of that class, it would have given a perfect NPS. Okay. So then the question is that why do you need to go and do the same class over and over again? Why don't you make a video? That's where the pivot to video learning started. Okay, it was an organic idea which came through by observing the behavior of the customer. In the true sense. And that's the reason why it went viral. Right? So അങ്ങനെയാണ് വീഡിയോ തുടങ്ങിയത്. The first product we tried was a crash course, an engineering. I think it was a JE or a CET crash course. Okay, it was a very successful product which used to do. ആകെ 2000 പിള്ളേർക്ക് സീറ്റാണ് നമുക്ക് ബാംഗ്ലൂരിൽ കിട്ടുമായിരുന്നത്. അത് 2-3 ദിവസം കൊണ്ട് ഫിൽ ആവുമായിരുന്നു. റൈറ്റ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് എ 20-day class. At that time people used to pay us 25,000 rupees for a 20-day class. Right, so that product, we said that if we are already having so much of people in waiting list, can we like plan it out on a video mode now itself, and try doing this. So we pulled a all-nighter. I think it was like in 1 week, literally every night we would have recorded. And we created this product. It was like, I don't remember the exact hours, I think 150 hours or something. Right, yeah,
record edu and upload edu.
Yes, upload edu. This all whiteboard. Okay, the first version was purely whiteboard. Okay, concept, examples, questions solved, practice. This is all it is. So that was the first version.
അന്ന് യൂട്യൂബില് പല ആൾക്കാരും ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ലേ, സെയിം തിങ് ഉണ്ടോ? അപ്പൊ
ആ സമയത്ത് ആയി തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടില്ല.
Okay,
that's the whole YouTube revolution had not really come to that level by that time. Okay, അതായത് whole എന്താ പറയേണ്ടത്, ആ ഒരു creator economy has not come to that level. There were options, especially international options ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഒരുപാട്
ഹാർവേഡ് ഇന്ത്യ.
Yes, അത് മാത്രമല്ല, there were also individual teachers who were taking classes, but most of them were എന്താണ് പിന്നെ ഐ മീൻ ലൈക്ക് വെസ്റ്റേണേഴ്സ് ആയിരുന്നു, സായിപ്പും മദാമയായിരുന്നു. അപ്പം ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവത്തില്ലല്ലോ കുറെയൊക്കെ അവരെ ലാംഗ്വേജ്, dialect and other things. So that's the first version, and we just burned 60 tabs. And this was also the time when tablet was becoming very affordable, right? So we bought 60 tabs, we burned SD cards, and we created basically 60 SKUs.
Burned ആൾക്കാർക്ക് അറിയണ്ടാവില്ല, മേ ബി മെമ്മറി സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്തു. CD ബേൺ ചെയ്യാനൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ സംഭവം
ആൾക്കാർക്ക് അറിയില്ലല്ലോ, SD കാർഡിൽ സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്തു. അതാണ് സംഭവിച്ചത്. So that whole number of tabs which you have done, right? We sold at the same price as the product, as the class, plus the tablet cost, in one evening. Okay, so that is when we understood that this is the potential of it. Then the work on the online product started, right? So in between that, I decided to do my MBA. Okay, I was still writing CAT every year, because you're teaching for CAT means you should also write CAT.
എത്ര പെർസെന്റേജ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു CAT-ല്?
CAT-ല് ആ വർഷം I think I had a 99 plus, but my English was not that great. And I had calls from every other IIM other than A and C. Okay, B was my preference, but B I did not get through the interview. Okay, all other interviews I got done. So if I did not get B, I said I'll do K. Then at least I'm closer to Bangalore and this and that.
ABC, Ahmedabadum, Bangalore.
Okay, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. Yeah. These are the 3 ABC. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, your viewers may not know what ABC.
Yeah, right. Okay, and then you went on to do the MBA at IIM.
Yes.
ആ സമയത്തും ബൈജൂസിൽ ഇൻവോൾവ് ആയിരുന്നു.
ആ സമയത്താണ് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയത്. So I literally used to come down every weekend, do my record.
കോഴിക്കോട് ടു ബാംഗ്ലൂർ.
അത് വളരെ എളുപ്പമുള്ളായിരുന്നു. കോളേജിന്റെ മുന്നിൽ തന്നെ ബസ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, രാത്രി വെള്ളിയാഴ്ച അവിടെ കയറിയാൽ you'll reach, you can sleep and reach on Saturday morning. You do work, and Sunday night again you get into the bus, you directly go at.
ആ ഒരു പീരീഡ് ഓഫ് ടൈമിൽ what was the thing? I mean, since കോളേജ് പഠിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്, എവറി വീക്കെൻഡ് യു ആർ ഇൻ ബാംഗ്ലൂർ ഹെൽപ്പിംഗ് ഔട്ട് ബൈജൂസ്. ആ ഒരു സ്റ്റേജസ് ഓഫ് ഗ്രോത്ത് എന്തായിരിക്കും? ഐ വിൽ ബി കവറിംഗ് മോർ ഫ്രം ബൈജൂസ് ഡയറക്ട്ലി, ബട്ട് what you understood from your point of view.
Yeah. See, 2010 to 2012 was actually the time the product was taking shape, right? There were multiple iterations of the product. ഈ സമയത്താണ് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാല് ബൈജൂസ് ആസ് എ CAT company, CAT coaching company started becoming a K-12 company, because the product was being built around that, right?
Kindergarten to 12th standard.
Yeah, majorly we focused on 8th, 9th. ഞാൻ കുറെ കൂടി 11th to 12th ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്, because that was the more complicated part. Even today, if you have access to that, you will see my videos in 11th and 12th. Right? I mean, that's not the version we created at that time, but yeah, that's what it was. ഈ സമയത്ത് തന്നെയാണ് ബൈജു ബാംഗ്ലൂർ 11th 12th I mean JEE, CET, NEET coaching ഒക്കെ തുടങ്ങിയത്. So there were classes also going on there. Yes. So this was not an easy period for BYJU'S, because the offline expansion they have done. was not really working as well as CAT. It was a bleeding business. Coaching centers Rannail is not easy. It's a very, very different, it's basically a very SOP driven system, and BYJU'S never had any structure. Forget SOP, right? It was still the whole bunch of people trying out multiple things and innovating. But the online product started taking shape. And the world was also moving that direction, right? Appo ee varsham enikku aa samayathe enikku business la athra കാര്യമായിട്ട് involvement ഒന്നും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. I was pretty much only focused on the product. But then that product journey was very interesting because ee samayathana editing tools varan thodangiyathu, like the Adobe Air and all these things, right? So we started really seeing how you can create movie quality level videos for education, thus making the education very entertaining. So Byju used to call it as edutainment.
Yes.
Okay, so this moved with technology, right? That's what happened in 2012. In 2012 also, what I saw was that it's the same organization, not much change. So I told him that if you want me to do product and classes, then there is no point in joining full time, right? That's where I decided to take up a corporate job.
After your IIM thing, you went on to a TATA, I think.
Yes. So I was part of the placement committee, right? And at that time, TAS or Tata Administrative Services was a very aspirational profile for IIM Kozhikode, right? So, and we managed to get that company to campus. So there was a lot of excitement around who will get placed, how will you get placed, so hard to do it. So then, and I got an offer. So I thought that it's a great place to start your career. I mean, the canvas it offers, right? I mean, 100 years old brand.
Yes, Tata.
Right? And so if I tell a little bit about the profile, right? It's a leadership profile. So the definition of TAS is that Tata is acquiring a few management graduates every year from top campuses. These people will be groomed to become the future leaders of the group.
Wow.
So the profile, you are an employee of Tata Sons. You're not an employee of any Tata company. You're an employee of Tata Sons.
Wow.
And then you get deputed in live projects, long term and short term, in various Tata companies.
Potentially maybe Tata in the group in CEO ke avanalla capability.
Yes. So typically what people used to say was, if you are a TAS officer and you stay back for enough time, and in 30 years you anyway become a CEO of a Tata company. There are so many examples, like so many examples. Even today, the Tata Steel CEO is a TAS guy. So multiple examples like that. This was a profile created at the time of JRD.
Wow.
Very, very, has a lot of story to it. So you don't say no when you get such an opportunity, right? So join TAS. Again, very exciting.
What was that? Our little experience then coming back to BYJU'S again.
See, that's a very structured experience. And
besides startup, you disorganized, then you went to a corporate, then you have like a structuring thing.
Yes. See, so in TAS also, so TAS, how it works is the first year, so you join what you call as TMTC, or Tata Management Training Center, which is in Pune, right? And then you get, your onboarding itself is for almost 3 months. You're taken across the country, what do you say, as places where the Tata Group extracts their raw materials. So you're taken to a coal mine in Jharkhand, where Tata Steel gets the coal from. Then you're taken to the steel factory in Jamshedpur and shown how steel is made. Then you are taken to Pune, Tata Motors factory, and show how the assembly lines are working. Then you're going to the Hosur factory of Titan to see how it is done. So you are treated very nicely, and if you don't have your head in place, you will end up getting a chip on your shoulder. That is how that profile is, right? Then first year you do 4 short-term projects in 4 of the Tata companies. But when I say it's a live project, that means that you take a problem statement the company is working on, and end of the project, do a presentation to the board. Right? Your work is to get that project approved by the board.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good experience to have, right? So 1 year, you really know how the group works. You had a real fast understanding. So after that, you can choose a company for next 2 years.
Yeah.
And work as an employee there. Then again, you are supposed to switch to another company, another Tata company. So that it's a 5-year program.
Makes sense.
Before you get into top management of a Tata company. This is how it is done. So I had chosen Titan.
Okay.
I had chosen Titan because Titan is basically a outlier within Tata Group.
Tell me more.
It is customer facing. It does really good marketing, much better than most other companies. It's a fast-paced company, right? And it also has a very young workforce, and it's based out of Bangalore. Okay, it's a South Indian company, as it. So I chose it for all this, and somehow I got a role there. But for me, even that company was slow.
Okay. Okay. Fast like Byjus. Once you got the taste of startup, you cannot go back.
You can't go back. But this organization teaches you structure. This organization teaches you how to, the whole SOP way of doing things. How do you really run large enterprises, right? They run factories with thousands and thousands of people and ensure that these are highly profitable. People are happy. It's very complex, right? Look at Titan in itself. Right? It has got Tanishq, which does cold retailing, hundreds of stores. Then there is watches, again, 1,000 stores, different types of stores, eyewear. So it's such a complex organization, and you can only do that if you have structure to it. Everything is very structured, systems, policies.
That's one stage of startup in order to kind of get it properly.
Yes.
It should be mature.
Correct. Illegally, company okay. You become like you are an inflated mom and pop store, right? Yeah. That's how most of the startups are, right? No systems, no processes, nothing. So, governance, all these things, very, very structured. So, it's good experience, good place to start your career in, but the pace was not. Okay, Byjus, I was always working. At that time also. Yeah, I was doing the product. I was helping them out in multiple times. And that's when, this is, now we are coming to 2014-15, right?
That was the funding VC thing.
Yes. Okay. This is when the private capital started flowing to India, right? Because the whole arbitrage started playing, lot of money.
Card got funded, like Jabong, I think.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah.
Multiple companies got funded, and these VCs started looking for education options also. So actually, it started with this company, Topper.
Yes.
They were the ones who took money before us, right? And I think I don't remember whom they took. I think they took from Elevation Capital or somebody like that, right? And the other VCs are also looking for a company in their portfolio, right? So Sequoia especially. That's when they met Byjus, and I think the company was at the right place at the right time because they already had the capability. They had a founder who is extremely passionate about what they're doing, and even the app was pretty much ready. Content was always there. Yep. So now you build an app also, making the content freed of the tablet. Yeah. Right? And that's where so the money started coming. And then, of course, you have to build a company.
Yes.
And that's when I started full-time with them. Left TAS and started full-time.
Full-time?
2014 end. Okay. So I joined as the VP marketing, head of marketing. And I think because my point or most of my experience in the Tata Group also was in marketing and sales, right? So the fit was great, and it was also something which Byju could use well with the investors, saying that we have got some people with experience coming. So I started off. Now, one thing which I had unique in that company also is, I think I was pretty much the only person with an experience of an outside company in that company. All the others have pretty much done only one job.
Makes sense.
Right? So I could see the structural problems. I was always I won't say the descending tone, but yeah, I was always the deviating tone on the high table, right? So that's how the work started with this. Lot of so initially and all, it was a big struggle. Okay, because what we were trying to do was we created this product. We were generating digital leads, and we were trying to sell this product on phone to the customer, right? and most of the customers can't even imagine what we are talking about. How can you study from videos or from the tab? So obviously it was basically about creating a new industry itself. So it definitely was not working. So we did multiple experiments, multiple pivots, lot of insights came in the way. The whole point of how do we use TV as a channel, very counterintuitive to reduce your cost per lead, right? Things like that. So all this came in way, or pivoting to a field sales organization, using installments as a way to make the customer try before buy, things like that. And it would have taken like maybe a few years to get that rhythm and to build that ecosystem, right? 2017-18, I mean, so we were growing 100% year after year, but 2017-18 were exceptionally good years. We crossed 2,000 crores in revenue, right? And we were profitable during that time, right? Then 2019 is when I started looking at international, right?
I mean, other than the reason, could we have not focused on Indian market? What was the international reason എന്തായിരുന്നു?
So 2018, okay, 2018 financial year end, right? We had around 3,300 sales guys,
Okay.
right?
Oh.
And at that time on field, and it was good productivity. Systems and all was still limited, but there were some systems for that. What I could see from this is, I felt that again, this is my own business view of things, that this number scaling anymore is not a linear scaling of revenue profitably.
അതായത് ഒരു 1000 ആൾക്കാരായിട്ട് അതിന് equivalent ആയിട്ടുള്ള റവന്യൂ അപ്പുറത്ത് ഗ്രോ ചെയ്യില്ല.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. Okay. See, there's always any channel, if you're building, right? There's always a point when the marginal utility become negative.
ഒത്തിരി എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്ത് സിംപ്ലൈ പറയുന്നത്.
അതായത് so let us say that you are trying to sell your products through digital marketing, right? Initially, there will be some people who can be easily sold to, right? So your cost of selling and cost of delivery is low. You're building a really good market, right? Business. Then you want to go more and more. സംഭവിക്കുന്നത് എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ആയി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ you will start meeting customers who can't afford your product.
Okay.
Right? One, you will have to spend more sales time, so more marketing investment to convince them. You will have to give discounts to them to convert it out. You may have to give installments to them.
Yeah.
അവര് നല്ല പിള്ളേരല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് കുറച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ അവർ ഇട്ടിട്ട് പോകും, അവസാനത്തെ ഇൻസ്റ്റാൾമെന്റ് കിട്ടില്ല. So net you are ending up getting
than a growth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's called, in economics, it's called as the marginal utility.
Okay.
That's how it operates. So I felt that, or I could see that we have reached that level. And it's not so. My point was that if we really continue working on this 3,000 people, by retaining this 3,000 people, you can double the revenue next year.
Than hiring extra 3,000 people. Okay.
Because I am a big believer in the importance of management bandwidth, right? And in the Byju's model of hiring so many people, right? Literally all the management bandwidth goes into only one thing: hiring, firing, hiring, firing.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but that's what it ended up happening. Right? These are all operational mistakes which happened because of this thing. So at that point, my point of view was that this is the time to diversify our channels. We are already such a big brand. We're investing so much on brand. Why can't we go on e-commerce? Why can't we go on retail stores?
Yeah.
At that time, we had a K5 product also. We should have gone on retail stores, right? We could have started selling YouTube. YouTube was emerging as a channel there. So I was for diversification and selling through marketing rather than selling through the sales team, the field operation. Byju had other thoughts, and there's also, there's a logic on everything, right? If we had gone the route I had taken, right? You're basically talking about unassisted sales.
Yeah. That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
in unassisted sale, your ARPU cannot be as high as a field sales organization.
ARPU is average revenue per user.
Yes, average revenue per user. Sorry about that.
Cannot be had high as, yes, obviously.
Correct.
Cheap ARP കുറയുമായിരിക്കും.
Yes.
But more number of people without more assistance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So from an entrepreneur perspective, who is build his entire revenue on a high ARPU, it's a big decision to take.
Yes.
So you obviously did not want to do it. But I was convinced that that is the right decision.
I mean, maybe Byjus in the offline sales വിങ്ങിട്ടുള്ള സംഭവം, maybe how much it was the ARPU, just to give comparison.
45,000 rupees at that time.
Oh my god. Average revenue 45,000 rupees ആണ്. അതിന് ചിലപ്പോൾ ഹാഫോ അതിന് 1/4 ഒക്കെ 10th ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ.
ആ സമയത്ത് നമ്മളത് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ it would have been like less than 5,000 rupees.
Okay. അത് ആ ഒരു എമൗണ്ടിൽ രീതിയിലുള്ള പ്രൊഡക്ട്സ് ആയിരിക്കും you would be planning out.
Yes. So it is about new products,
Yeah.
new price point, new ways of selling. But
മനസ്സിലായി.
that's the right way to do it, right? Because we had such a big brand. This was the time everyone was looking for Byju.
അന്ന് ഐ തിങ്ക് ക്രിക്കറ്റിലൊക്കെ സ്പോൺസർ ചെയ്തതാണ്.
അല്ല അതൊക്കെ പിന്നെയാണ്.
പിന്നെ ഓക്കെ
അതൊക്കെ ആവശ്യമില്ലാത്ത എക്സ്പെൻസ് ആണ് എന്റെ അഭിപ്രായത്തിൽ.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഇത് ഏത് കൊല്ല ജസ്റ്റ്
2018, early 2018.
ഓക്കെ. ആ സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ ബൈജൂസിന് ജോബ് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ 10 ലക്ഷം കൊടുക്കായിരുന്നു. അപ്പം ആ ഒരു ലുക്രേറ്റീവ് സാലറി കണ്ടിട്ട് കുറെ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അതന്നെയാണ് കാര്യം. അപ്പൊ ഈ വരുന്ന ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ വന്നിട്ട് പോയി പണി ഇങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് അറിയുമ്പോ 2 മാസം കൊണ്ട്
കുറെ കൊളീഗ്സ് ആണ് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അതെ.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ്. ഓക്കെ ദെൻ ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ എക്സ്പാൻഷൻ വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻഡ്?
So that's when he moved me to international. So international was nothing at that time. International, we had some business in Middle East, right? And then we acquired a company in the valley.
ഓസ്മോ ആണോ?
Osmo. Yeah, play Osmo, right? അപ്പൊ ചെറിയനായിരുന്നു ആ സമയത്ത് M&A ഹെഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ചെറിയ
ഓഡിയൻസ് നമ്മൾ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ചെക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്.
സോ ചെറിയനായിരുന്നു ആ M&A ഒക്കെ ചെയ്തത്. So then the objective of this was one. Along with building international business, I had 2 objectives. Number one was Osmo did not have a business team at all.
Okay.
So they were doing less than $20 million in revenue at that time. And we said that we will do the business part of it and scale the company, right? They had an excellent product. They had a technology which was very, very unique. So the second objective is that technology will integrate in India and launch the K3 product.
Yeah.
അപ്പൊ ഇത് രണ്ടുമായിരുന്നു എന്റെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ് ആ സമയത്ത്.
അവിടുത്തെ ഗ്രോ ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുക, ഒപ്പം തന്നെ ടെക്നോളജി എടുത്ത് ഇന്റഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ ലോഞ്ച് ചെയ്യിക്കുക.
ഇത് രണ്ടുമായിരുന്നു ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ്. So that 1 year was again very exciting because building business in US is challenging, but I think I was very lucky to get these kind of experiences. Right? You go around the country. ഇതൊരു വളരെ യൂണീക്ക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ആണ്.
എന്താ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് എന്തായിരുന്നു?
It was basically a kids learning kit.
Okay.
Right? It had a physical part to it. ഒരു സ്റ്റാൻഡ് ഒക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ട്. But and it was basically games. But to play these games, you need a tab. So the tab was kept on the stand. And they were like what you call as phygital elements. ഇത് എന്താ സംഭവം എന്ന് വെച്ചാല് like these are basically shapes. നമ്മുടെ പിന്നെ ഇതില്ലേ എന്താ പറയേണ്ടത്, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളാണ്. Basically it's Montessori elements, if you know, right?
Yeah.
Right? The games will come. You are not touching the tab.
Oh.
You are solving the games using these stuff. Right? And the games start responding to what you're doing in front of that.
Wow. Okay.
This is the product. Okay, it's a very smart product. What they do is that
ഫ്ലോർ സ്കാൻ ചെയ്യോ?
ഫ്ലോർ സ്കാനിങ്. ആൻഡ് സ്കാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ക്യാമറയുടെ ആംഗിൾ ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യും ഒരു മിറർ വെച്ചിട്ട്. പെരിസ്കോപ്പ് സ്റ്റൈലാണ്.
Oh, they had their own iPad or something, or device?
You have to use your own device.
Okay.
You can use it. Just a small set we'll keep and then use this. It's a beautiful product.
Wow.
So that product, because there was a physical kit, there was a retail angle to it,
yeah.
Right? And of course, it's a digital product, so you can build a digital thing also. So what mainly Cherian and I did was we went around the country creating a channel for it.
Okay.
We cracked retailers, we scaled Amazon, we even tried, so US il ee mate QVC model, TV kaanichittu sell cheyyunna model. Even we tried that.
Oh.
Yeah. So 1 year we had, we did so many things and we scaled the company, I think from 20 million, below 20 million, we scaled it to 70 million.
70 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then next year, I think Cherian scaled it again to 100 million plus. So,
Wow.
so അതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഒരു കൊല്ലം അവിടെ ചെയ്തത്. And we got excited. So we also ഈ സമയത്തായിരുന്നു the first ideas of a online Kumon model.
എന്നുവെച്ചാ
Kumon, you know Kumon, right? Kumon is a company which does worksheets for kids. It's a very big company.
Oh.
Does around $400 million in US alone. Okay. ഇത് സംഭവം എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ കുറെ ലേണിംഗ് സെന്റേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. ആ ലേണിംഗ് സെന്റേഴ്സിൽ പിള്ളേർ വരും, എന്നിട്ട് ഇരുന്ന് കുറെ ഷീറ്റ് ഇടും. ആൻഡ് ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ബിക്കോസ് ദേ ആർ ഡൂയിങ് ദ വർക്ക് ഷീറ്റ് അഗൈൻ ആൻഡ് അഗൈൻ ദേ ലേൺ ദ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ്.
ഓക്കെ.
ഇതാണിത്. So we said that why do you want to get people to the centers?
Yeah.
Can we do it online? So ആ സമയത്താണ് the early ideas of a bigger international play started coming in on building a online Kumon-like model. Okay. Then COVID happened, and I mean there could not be anything in the US because everything was you have to work from home, sitting at home, and I did not find anything interesting in India to do in BYJU'S. So that's when I moved out and I reached or I took over as the CEO of upGrad. Okay.
ഇതിലുള്ള ഫോളോ അപ്പ് സ്റ്റോറി ബൈജു ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. Now to upgrad journey.
Yeah. So upGrad,
Again, for the audience, Ronnie Screwwala is a producer of many Bollywood movies as well. Pretty big guy. His edtech company and upGrad.
Yeah.
And he was CEO of upGrad.
Yeah. He started it. Ronnie started it, but Ronnie was more like a chairman. Okay. But yeah, it was his idea of creating an education startup, right? So
When is first time you met Ronnie?
Ronnie, I met him during the interview.
Okay.
Right. So it was, I think.
Was it interview to CEO?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had an online interview and an offline interview, and then he gave. I mean, like that's the 2 meetings which I did with him. Right. So I joined them in April.
Okay.
April 1st, 2020.
Okay.
Right. I think 4 days before I joined, the lockdown happened. Right. So I called them and said that, are you sure you want me to join?
Yeah.
But he was very clear. Don't worry about it. We know that we are building a company for long term. Don't worry about the short term things.
upGrad, I think courses I know for the professionals.
Yes. upGrad is a higher ed online company. So we used, what we used to do was we used to do certificates, diplomas, degrees online for people who want to upskill.
Upskilling. Yeah.
Right. So it was an upskilling thing. Then it diversified into degrees and all, because now with the online degree thing coming in, I mean, like you can take a degree online also while you are working.
Yeah.
So it's a big market, right? And COVID exploded that market.
Yes.
Right. So obviously, in higher ed, they did not have the kind of, growth mindset like K-12 in BYJU'S.
Yeah.
ആ സമയത്ത് ഞാൻ പോയപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ higher ed companies there was no VC invested money. They were all building. I mean, they were all small. So upGrad was like less than 200 crores when I joined, right? In revenue. But Ronnie was very clear that we want to scale. We think this is a big opportunity. But then COVID happened. So when you are running a small business and COVID happens, what will you do? You will start cutting cost to ensure that you survive. Right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of environment I went to. Right? I mean, like when they introduced me in that same meeting, they also said that everyone is taking a 40% break.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how it is done. But then I observed something, and it could be because I was from K-12.
Yeah.
Right? I observed that suddenly the people, the organic people who are interested in coming to the product has increased, right?
That obviously people who are losing jobs or getting jobs, then they have to upskill, then upgrade is the place.
But that insight has not become so obvious at that time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? And nobody knew it. Everyone was saying that, so what is the situation? I will lose my job. Yeah. So if I lose my job, what do I do? What is the first thing I'll do? If I am scared, I'll work 20 hours only on job, not thinking about anything else, right? This is the first mindset.
Yeah.
But what I did was I saw that a lot of angst in the market. So people were coming organically. Second, I also started listening to calls of the customers, talking to the customers. I could see that they were all scared. They were, so there were like a lot of people from traditional industries, banking and other things saying that I don't know what will happen to me. If the regulations goes off and you can do transactions in a computer sitting at home, right? I don't even know how to use it.
Yeah.
So I could clearly see that there is a market emerging. And it only happened because I was not from that industry. If I was from that industry, right, I would have also done exactly everything whatever others would have done.
Yeah, makes sense. An outsider point of view, it kind of helped you guys.
Yeah. So we went to, we made a plan. We went to Ronnie and I told him that, see, I think this is the time not to cut costs. This is the time to invest.
Okay.
Right? Because one, people are scared to lose the job. A huge digital transformation is happening. They need to upskill or they lose.
Yes.
Second, they're sitting at home. They have a lot of time at their hand. Third, they're sitting at home. They don't have any place to spend their money.
Yeah.
So the discretionary income also suddenly has gone up. Right? There is no better time than now to promote upskilling. And that is how upGrad's marketing campaign during COVID started.
Wow.
We were the only company investing. And when you are the only company investing, right, you will get the deals with all the channels at a fraction of it.
Yeah.
We did not have a payment days with Google.
Okay.
Right? Payment schedule. You have this thing, right? 30-day credit. We didn't even have that.
Okay.
During COVID, we said that we will not pay you in 1 year.
Why? Context മനസ്സിലായില്ല.
See, when nobody is investing.
Oh, on the Google Ads context. Okay.
Nobody is investing.
You're the one who's blasting money with it.
Yes. You're the only one doing. So you get the best.
So how did that 200 CR scale എത്ര
Third year, by the time I left, it was 1,600 crores.
So
I'm not saying that that is the only thing. Multiple things happened. Acquisitions happened. A lot of people were there and the other founders are also completely into it. But we were able to scale the company. Right? And last 2 quarters, at least the legacy businesses were on a break-even profitable mode also. 3 years. So I'm just saying that, again, I think could be I was again right place at the right time, but very interesting that 1 year. So upGrad became the largest in higher ed space in that 1 year because we took a very different stance versus every other competitor.
makes sense.
Right? We even told our employees that this is the target we want to reach end of this quarter. If we reach this, we'll give you back the money we cut.
Okay.
And we reached that target and we gave the money back.
Wow.
Right? So, and in 2 quarters, when we did this, we were able to go way ahead of the competition. Right? And by then, the time they woke up, we had already created this brand. We had actually gone to the market, raised money. And with that money, we continued on. So, yeah, so that's what happened with upGrad. So, 2 years, lot of growth.
Your career also first time into CEO role ആണല്ലോ.
Yes.
How did that role, it's like a പുതിയ റോളാണ്, how did that change you as a person പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ?
See, first of all, I did not even imagine that this will be so many new things to learn. Okay. If I had, or if I think I was a little stupid to get into it because I was pretty much doing it at a much smaller scale in Oslo. Okay. And there also was a big support system for product, technology, everything. Suddenly, and that too, you're taking it over in COVID. You are remote.
Yeah.
All your employees are like this. So that 6 months was extremely taxing. Like extremely taxing. But if you look back, it kind of forced a steep learning curve into you. Right? And you will manage it finally. Yeah. Somehow you will manage it. And I think the founders and Ronnie was quite patient. Okay, a lot of mistakes would have happened, but they were patient with these mistakes. But eventually, we were able to take it to a good scale, which we wanted to get to. And now the company is also, from a profitability standpoint, and also they are making good progress. Hoping that another 2 years it should go into IPO.
Yeah.
That will be the next milestone for the organization. It is no longer a completely online company. We also invested into a university.
Oh.
So upGrad owns India's first skill tech university, or the only urban university. It is in BKC. It's called as Atlas Skill Tech University.
Oh.
Okay, so that's also a very successful business. They are also operationally running a university in San Francisco.
Wow.
So it's a diversified business, and I think it has worked very well for them.
നമ്മൾ ഏകദേശം 60ഓളം പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് എപ്പിസോഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പല ആൾക്കാരും ഇമെയിൽ കണ്ടെത്തി ഇമെയിൽ അയക്കാറുണ്ട്. അത് ഞാൻ സമയം കിട്ടുമ്പോൾ റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളൊരു വാട്സ്ആപ്പ് നമ്പർ കൂടി പോയിട്ട് വാട്സ്ആപ്പ് ബോട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ബീറ്റ് ഫോർ എനി നീഡ് യു ക്യാൻ റീച്ച് അസ് വാട്സ്ആപ്പ്. ബീറ്റ് ഫോർ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ലോഞ്ചസ്, ഹയറിംഗ്, ഫണ്ടിങ്, എന്തിനാണെങ്കിലും ഫീൽ ഫ്രീ ടു റീച്ച് ഔട്ട്. ആൻഡ് ഐ എം പുട്ടിങ് അവർ നമ്പർ ഹിയർ. ആൻഡ് back to the episode. Okay, BYJU'S 10 years work ചെയ്തു. Then your first CEO position at upGrad. പിന്നെ ഒരു തിരിച്ചുവരവുണ്ടായിരുന്നല്ലോ BYJU'Sലേക്ക്. So what was that about? What are the things you can share to the public as well? Yeah.
I mean, it's a question I get asked a lot. Okay, so it's, in fact, one guy asked me, who will be stupid enough to do something like this? Isn't it a career suicide? Okay, so I mean, that is
the context. എന്ത് അവസ്ഥയായിരുന്നു? I mean, when
it was already in a very bad shape. Okay, there were daily articles saying this problem, that problem, the board had resigned, so many things were there. Okay, so it was a burning ship. So question is, why did you plunge into the burning ship, right? Okay.
Looking back, do you regret it or?
No, I don't regret anything I do. Okay, so first of all, I did not believe that it was a burning ship.
Okay.
Right? Even today, if you look at kids' learning product, right, there isn't anything which can even come close to what BYJU'S had built. So I don't really think there was anything wrong with the product in there, or the engagement part which was being there, right? So first of all, you have to, I mean, you should look at the company that way. Like, okay, the core of the company is not wrong. Now look at the market. The market is huge, will always remain huge, right? Look at Physics Wala today, right? I mean, we'll come to that later, but then that market was always there, right? So basically, it is called a burning ship because there has been multiple mistakes, right? Now, solving those mistakes are going to be hard. It's going to be time consuming, huge energy, and it is basically cleaning somebody else's shit, right? Is that something you want to sign up to? This is the question I had to answer.
Yeah.
The reason why I did that is majorly for two things. Number one, I felt that I was uniquely positioned to do this successfully. And this was because of two reasons again. One, I knew that company inside out. And a lot of problems that company went into, I had anticipated when I left.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I felt that if anyone can solve it, I can solve it. And from a India education perspective, right, a company like that going down can push back our whole education or edtech investment cycle by years, which is what is happening now.
Yes.
So I felt overall, right, for someone like me, lucky enough to have such a run, I thought maybe this is the time I can give back.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look back, I don't know what do I say about that point specifically.
Yeah.
So this is one reason. Second is there's a bit of a bravado in my nature. Maybe because of my upbringing. That's a personal problem. You can't do much about it. അതാവാം രണ്ടാമത്തെ കാര്യം. Okay. These were the main things. And I mean, when I did that, it is not only Byju and the team who were supportive of that. Much earlier itself, investors also were quite supportive of that. They also felt that the organization needs someone who had built something large and sustained it, and who also knows the system, who is close to everyone and other things. So, although there were really big problems, I felt I had an ecosystem of people who could have worked with me to tide it out. And to a large extent, right, from a business point of view, the recovery had happened.
Okay.
Right? In the month of December, I still remember the numbers. Like, the company only in their operations had 100 crores cash flow.
Oh.
Right? And the new business which we could do because of all these things at that time, especially because during that time, so in education, it's a highly seasonal business, right? You will do most of your business in March to July. After that, it is only investment which goes in it. So even on because of the off season, we could not do much new business. But just by fixing the existing business and the subscription which was coming from the student, and this number was humongous. There were lack of systems which we really fixed and started moving into. So I thought the recovery was really happening. And I mean, like, I didn't have a choice. I had to be ruthless with cost, which I did.
Yep.
So the organization was also slowly limping back to normality. But then the legal issues started happening. And once the legal issue starts happening, the consumer brand will get impacted real quick. Then you won't be able to sell, because you think about it, you are doing education. Now your parent will never, give you their money for education of their kid if they know that the company they are giving the money to is having a legal problem.
Yeah.
They will say that who will finish the portions? What if we shut down? Right? So once you go legal, that problem comes in. So this was what the thing is. And I mean, again, I think I had companies after companies in my career where literally I had to work for 16, 18 hours a day all the time. But it's been a good run. It's been very interesting. And I don't think I'll be very happy doing anything lesser challenging. So again, that's me.
Makes sense. Yeah. Like 8 months of stint, then what is the current status of BYJU'S?
See, current status of BYJU'S, the organization still is in the courts. Okay. It is, I don't think they have any operations. There's no cash flow, nothing. That's under the receiver now, and the RP is running it. And the bankruptcy proceedings and other things are happening. It's a process. It takes a really long time. And by the time everything is done, at least from a business perspective, nothing remains. That's what we can see from the experience.
You come back to the article, even in the event.
Yeah.
You said comeback can be expected.
Yes. See, this is how it is, right? I really think that there is a gap for a product like that in the market even today.
Seriously?
Yes, I really think so. Okay. Across the K-12 market, if you look at it, a product which truly engages the student and evolves with the nature of the student. That's what it is. I'm not talking about those videos or anything. That kind of product which student will themselves use to study. It is still lacking in the market. I won't say that. There's so many options today, but that's not there. So I don't believe that, and comeback is not possible. Comeback is definitely possible. But can you copy paste whatever you've done back? I don't think that's going to happen. I think the customer has moved on.
Yes.
The kids have moved on.
Yeah,
expectation. You're talking, so you have this millennial, Gen Alpha, Gen C, Gen Alpha, and there's something called Gen Beta also. Okay. So it seems there are more than 1 million kids who are in the Gen Beta category.
Yeah.
And Gen Beta is classified as the people who have taken birth in the AI era.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine you are coming to a world where AI is already being used.
Alpha.
Imagine, right?
Yeah.
So, for these kids who are your customers today, right? they are, you cannot keep telling them that you take my videos and other things. You'll have to go into hyper personalization. You will have to literally trick him to make him or her study. Right? You will have to get to that level.
Yeah.
So, the last days of Byju's, there was an AI product which we have built. With this in mind. And I think, even today, I don't think the kind of, product they were able to do it at that time with the kind of data access they have got. I don't think anyone has even come close to it. Right? So, I think the next round or the comeback of Byju's, which is possibly gonna happen, will be through a AI product.
Okay.
Right? That's how I would look at it. Hyper personalized, maybe the videos as a medium may continue to happen, but it won't be done by 4,000, 5,000 editors in the back end.
Yeah.
It may be dynamically created depending on what the kid wants to learn.
Yeah.
Right? If the student is getting confused how the X coordinate and Y coordinate in a circular motion works, the app will have the capability to generate a quick 10-second videos.
Yeah.
Pictorically showing how the coordinates and how the sine waves and the circular motions are all the same, but it is just a movement of the coordinates. So things like that.
Oh.
Right? I think that's the future.
Yes.
Because you really need to engage these kids. These kids are, very different.
Yeah. But also things like people tell that Byju's fail ചെയ്യാൻ കാരണം ആ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെ അത്ര എൻഗേജ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ആംഗിൾ ഉണ്ട്. What is your thoughts around that?
That is not true.
Okay.
Right? The product was always high on engagement. In fact, let's take a step back, right?
I mean, product innovation alla, it's more of kids innovation.
I know, that's why. Let's take a step back. That's why I'm saying that it is the DNA of the organization, and it is not really the product, right? It is basically how you are thinking to solve the problem, is what the whole point is. Now, ആദ്യം കാലത്ത് launch ചെയ്ത product original thing, and we typically used to sell 1 year product, right? This 1 year product, and initially and all kids will use it regularly. But what you should understand is online learning is a very, very lonely process.
Yes.
It is not like class like ishtamole pullarundu samsarikku edayile. It's a community, right? Online is different. Online you are sitting alone on a tab. Even if you make it really interesting, also after a point you get bored. That's how it is, right? Yeah. This is something Byju's as an organization realized in the beginning itself, right? And that is the reason why they created a set of people called as mentors. Every student who buys the full product is mapped to a mentor.
Okay.
The mentor tracks the engagement day in and day after on a dashboard, right? If the student is not coming and continuing the engagement as per the timetable we have given to them, the mentor will start reaching out to the parent and the student.
Okay.
Okay, and multiple things. There are scripts to it. They handhold. They do counseling, but they ensure that the interest levels are maintained, and over a period, a habit is created. This is very, very important. So, what you're seeing as the big growth was not really just a product.
Okay.
There was also a huge ecosystem built around it. And then we optimized the whole mentor efficiency. Initially it was 1:10, then it became 1:100, then it became 1:400, 1,000. We got in technology to start cohorting the students and doing interventions depending on the nature of the students' progress. A lot of things like that, right? This is where you use technology.
Yeah.
Really, it is basically a partnership between the person and the technology. It cannot. This is the reason why the early days, we used to have 97% of the students just retained in the second year. And this is very important for an education company, right? Engagement directly leads to it. പിന്നെ സംഭവിച്ചത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാല് we started high ARPU sales. We started multiple year sales.
Yeah.
So when you sell 3-4 year to one guy immediately, then you start looking at your mentor network as a cost center, not as a profit center, right?
Yeah.
That's where what you said happened. So these are management mistakes or operational mistakes. There was no product mistakes or idea mistakes here. So I think that whatever they were able to, that whole thought process, right, that DNA of how do I really engage the student to make them happy, that part, if you translate it into today's world, that's AI.
Yes, obviously. I mean, as you were saying, if Byjus had survived till now, they would have some combination of things. Form factor
Exactly.
different.
Yes.
I feel.
And multiple devices, right? Think about it. You were like, today's kid is not longer tied to one device. They have multiple screens around them.
Yeah.
Can you build a product which can move through the screens? So there's so many things possible. And I think, Byju's making a comeback or another company doing it, doesn't matter.
This might be a call to action for any other people listening to the podcast as well.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the good part is that all these things, you don't really need to do a lot of investment also because there are tools available. You don't need to build the LLM anymore. You can train the LLM. There seems to be a lot of companies who are investing for you to build ecosystem on top of it. So I am an eternal optimist. I look at the positives of the things.
So Byjus will make a comeback.
I think so. Okay. It will depend on them solving for their legal issues. And that's not a small thing. That's like, huge problems are there, but I really hope they do it. But they will have that DNA to rebuild it in this manner. So I really think that model, a truly digital product, hyper personalized with what you call as AI in it, and very, very easy to use, engaging is what the future is, right? Because I'm telling you, it will be very hard to even educate these kids.
Yes.
Right? They will have a different thought process to it, and seamlessly integrated to the offline pieces also. Offline is also equally important or maybe more important, right? That the whole community building and the school atmosphere or a coaching atmosphere is also extremely important for a country like India. So as a result of which, this system should finally seamlessly integrate to it. So the student will end up learning bite size from multiple places and eventually bring it all together.
Yeah.
Complex to implement, but I think now we have technology to do that.
Makes sense. Next questions വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ KPH Mafia എന്ന വാട്സ്ആപ്പ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ഉണ്ട്, അതിൽ ഷെയർ ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. യു ഓൾസോ സോ സം ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആസ് വെൽ. ആ ഗ്രൂപ്പ് എങ്ങനെയുണ്ട്?
ആ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ഒരു ദിവസം 100 മെസ്സേജ് വരും. ആ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ.
നല്ല ഹൈ ക്വാളിറ്റി ഡിസ്കഷൻസ്, കോൺവെർസേഷൻ.
Good quality discussion. I think I think you have been able to attract a good set of technologists and entrepreneurs, which way is doing good.
Yes. അതില് നമ്മള് പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ ഒരാൾക്ക് DM ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. One of the person is Jerian. You were with Jerian in US. So some of the questions he sent me, how it is working with Jerian. How did you guys do international business with you in India and him in US? Can Indians run American companies? These are the few questions he asked.
Can Indians run US business? I think Indians can run business in any part of the world. Okay, we are a group of people who are extremely committed to what we are doing. We are up to date on everything which is happening on business, be it technology, be it consumer insights, or be it the world order. We are updated on it, and I think we also have the right soft skills to manage people across the globe. So I think we are rightly positioned to manage global businesses, not only US business. And it's the testimony that you have so many Indian CEOs, right? I mean, Indian born CEOs who are now US citizens, of course, like Chariot. So 100%, no question about it.
Yes. പിന്നെ നമ്മൾക്ക് കുറച്ച് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു. I'll just read it out. Story behind rejoining Byjus, അത് നമ്മൾ ആൻസർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ഒന്നുള്ളത് Byjus fiasco. If you had full control at Byjus, what would you have done differently? What are the key lessons startup founders should learn from Byjus downfall?
See, full question is full control when? Which stage, right? If it was earlier stages, I explained to you, I would have definitely pushed for a diversification, and I would not have diluted the whole engagement piece, right? I think you should focus on monetizing smaller duration courses so that there is motivation to keep the customer engaged. 5 കൊല്ലം 4 കൊല്ലം 3 കൊല്ലമൊക്കെ വിറ്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ you are basically building a system where you are not focusing on your core objective, which is engaging the system. You are becoming a sales and marketing company.
Yeah.
Right. So that is something which I advise all the entrepreneurs I meet, that you should be clear what kind of a company are you. If you're doing an education company, then you should understand that you are a academic company. You're not a sales and marketing company, or you're not a technology company. If you want to be a technology company, then be a technology company. You be a developer. Why are you trying to be a consumer thing, right? So that clarity should be there. Your technology is your enabler. Sales and marketing are the tools which helps you grow the business and take your great product to places. That's something which I do differently everywhere. If I had control, I would have done it differently at that point. When I came back as the CEO later, they have given me the control. Like, what was lacking was that the company had huge liabilities. So what was lacking was money. Right. And I mean, after a point it went into legal, then you can't do much about it. So it is not that I think I explained earlier, I think we were clearly on the pathway to fix it, but unfortunately, right, that's what happened.
Yeah. The operationally, for example, you have spent, I mean, you could spot the operational thing, bit of things. How bit of things, how intense should startup founders focus on the operations and SOPs and bit of things?
See, at every stage which you're taking the organization, right, there is a way to manage the operation. When you are a startup, the whole definition of startup is a small group, early stage. You experiment, you innovate, and you grow. That is a bunch of people trying out multiple things and trying to scale and experimenting and innovating. There, the lesser controls, the better it is. But you cannot use the same thing when you are scaling. When you're scaling, you fundamentally should understand that you're getting a lot more people into the organization who are not as capable as the initial group of people. So you need to have process in place that whatever you did in a smaller scale is replicated with the same efficiency and same consistency and same quality day after day. And that's what SOPs are.
Yes.
Right? So it's a growth stage. So if Felix is saying that you are running a niche business and you're very clear that this is a niche business, I want to continue to do a niche business, and these are the kind of people I want to work with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, moment you decide that no, I want to build a global business of doing services for all kinds of Shopify company and running their backend, you will need a very different set of people. Right? I mean, there are Shopify websites who are doing $1 billion revenue also, right? To manage them, you will need workforce of service engineers. Managing service engineers is a very different thing. So that's the point here. And that's what misses out, right? When you scale. Some of the entrepreneurs does it very right. Right? And they become successful. But there are not many examples like that, unfortunately, in the today's world. Even after IPO, you will see that it is being run like a mom and pop store.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Next question. Nalla questions on there, no? Managing multiple roles. You currently wear many hats: consultant, director, advisor, etc. How do you manage your time and responsibility effectively across these roles? How do you handle the consulting thing? I mean, it's a bunch of things. Context switching different people are different. Correct. So how do you go about that?
Correct. Context switching is true. Okay. So first of all, bandwidth. So I only take up things which I can effectively do. Right. I mean, there is a team and other things, and when you increase the number of projects, you need to have a team. Right? So I only handle few things myself, but I am very intensely involved in it. How I work out is that I divide my time, and I'm very ruthless about it. Right? My calendars are planned early. I always start and stop the meeting at the planned time. I don't allow any deviation, and I'm also very clear what I need to achieve in a meeting. So if you are clear about it and you go into the meeting prepared, then you know you will make an effective meeting. A lot of times the mistake people do is they will feel that they have this feeling that they have a control on it and they'll have hundreds of meetings, but they will go to the meeting absolutely ill prepared. So the meeting becomes more about a discovery than an action with an outcome, right? So these are few things I've learned in my life. So I am very ruthless about it. That's how I manage it out. And I only take up things which I can. Okay. When I feel that I'm going too much and I'm not able to do it, I'd start cutting down things. Having said that, I would say that the startup consulting is in early stages and it requires a lot of my time, especially a lot of time goes in travel.
Yeah.
Because you need to be on the site.
Back-to-back flight and
Yeah. You need to be on the site. Fundamentally, when you are consulting a leadership level project, right? You are lot of times, the team on site is your team through which you are doing things.
Yeah.
So you cannot expect that you will be remote somewhere else and they will work. So you have to be there working as their leader.
Yeah.
So all this puts a lot of strain on you, but then as long as you are excited and interested and loving what you're doing, it's fine. You manage.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, one of the questions day in a life, I'll come to that. Before that, I'll just finish the questions. Do you think perception of BYJU'S prove that India is not ready for VC and high risk bets? I don't think so.
I don't agree at all.
Yeah.
You look at the amount of returns VCs like Sequoia and Peak 15 and Axel made in last 2 years.
Yeah.
Actually, I really think that with the exuberance now in the stock market, India has become the market where the VCs are finally getting returns, right? 2 years ago, if you asked me this question, I would have answered negative. But last 2 years have been very, very good for VCs. Most of these investments, I started giving them numbers. Axel, there is a company called Blackbuck Logistics, which they've invested. That company went on an IPO. They got such a huge return. Personally, I never thought that will happen. But so this whole overheated stock market you're seeing today, right? It has been very, very good for the VC market. The real question we need to ask is what will happen to all the secondary investors who are buying the shares of the thing? Is India matured enough to take care of them?
Yeah. So where do you see the next 5 years of India going to, like 2030, 2035?
See, there is a belief, right, that next 5 to 7 years, right, of India, we will do the catch up for the last 70 years.
Wow.
Right? Maybe catch up of last 70 years is not required, but the lost years, pre-liberalization and other things, right, will be recovered is what the general belief is. And that's also because globally, if you look at it, right, from a stability perspective, we are a very unique economy, right? We have stable leadership. We are finally making reforms. We have a democratic divide. I mean, like a positive democratic divide. That means that the number of people, this is the decade of India, wherein the number of people in the working age will be highest in proportion to number of people who are not able to contribute to the workforce. So democratic divide basically means that. So if you look at people in an economy, right, you have kids who can't contribute to an economic activity. Then you have the young people who contribute to the activity, and then you have the retirees. In a nation's growth, there is a period when this percentage of people who are going to contribute to the workforce or productivity as a percentage is more than the others.
Oh, that's going to happen.
It has happened. We are in that era. Next few years will be in that era, right? So, there is low chances that we will screw it up.
Yes.
Okay. Although we have historically done that multiple times. Right? Yeah. So I am a optimist that, this is a right time to invest. Next 5-7 years. So that's, this is a time to work very, very hard. This is a time to invest because, you will see the returns. After that, something else can be done, but that's what it is. This is the era of innovation. This is the era of our nation.
Makes sense. Yeah, next question ഞാൻ rapid round ആണ്. Some of the books that you read and recommend എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു.
Okay.
I mean, one of the book, he wrote a book as well, Educating a Billion. So maybe you can talk about this book.
I need to talk about the book. So
രണ്ട് ബുക്കല്ലേ?
അതെ അത് വെച്ചോളൂ. അതിന് മുകളിൽ എന്റെ മോൾ എന്തൊക്കെ എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. As long as you don't have any problem, you can keep it.
Arjun the boss.
But yeah, that's your copy. So I wrote this book. So this book was written at a very particular juncture. Okay, I wrote this when I was moving out of upGrad, like end of 2023 financial year. That's March. The reason I wrote is that over my stint in BYJU'S and in upGrad, right, we had developed so many innovations in education, products, outcomes and other things. And we had a great time in 2020 to 2022. Everyone was saying that this is like India education will globally be the number one. You'll do this, blah, blah, blah. Then suddenly you became the whipping boy for everyone, right?
Yeah.
You're fraud, this, that. So as a person who have very closely studied it, right, I felt that this is a deja vu moment, right? There was a EduComp once upon a time. If you heard about that, very successful education company which went on an IPO and then lost all the money of the investors. Yeah. Then, so there were multiple waves like that. People have put in money in education and lost it, right? So I felt that this time also people may start thinking like that. So I wanted to give an insider's view of what we did.
Yeah.
Okay. It was more like trying to negate the narrative which was going around there. And I felt that I'll write a book about that. That's how Educating a Billion happened. And I have written this in a very story mode.
Okay.
Although it is, I cover a lot of things. I've written it in a very, very story. It's very, very easy to read. So a lot of people who have read it have told me that this is a book you can just finish it in one sitting. Like people have told me that I picked this book in Bangalore airport and by the time I reached Delhi, I had finished it. So it is a book you can read in one flight.
No.
Okay. That's a kind of book. It was more like I wanted to express my thoughts.
Yep.
It had done well. I think they have like printed only 4,000 copies or something, and pretty much everything is sold out. Yeah. So that's
One of the books that you
recommend for your elite audience.
Yes.
There is
any other books that you know over the period of your journey has helped you in shaping you who you are?
Oh yes. So not anymore, but I really like books. Okay. So whenever I take up anything new, what I do is I read a couple of books about that industry. So when I went to US also, and Cheriya knows this, I had picked up books and gone deep about the retail in US and the whole economies in US, history of US. There's a book called Pan Americana, written by the author's name is Srinivas. Okay. The Indian who was like born here but brought up there. Beautiful books to understand why US is like this. Right? So that's how I learn about whatever I getting into, right? I do this when I was in VLS, I have done that. When I went into watchmaking, I did that. So I do that. So there are a lot of books which help me generally. I like to, rather than reading a self-help book, I like to read the autobiography of someone who have really achieved something in that domain. Right? So that kind of presents to me the same thing in a very different format. So those are the things. So for instance, recently I read that Ratan Tata book.
Yes.
Very, very interesting book. I think I would suggest anyone who is looking at doing business in India should read that. And it's not the only Tata book. No, I told you, like when I went into TAS, I would have read around 6-7 books on Tatas.
Wow.
But this was really different because it had his thoughts on what he went through when the struggle was Cyrus Mistry was going on, so on and so forth. So very interesting. There's another book which really got me interested into management. Okay. This is the autobiography of the CEO of Ford, who turned this company around during the days when they were fighting, having big competition from General Motors. The management guys, the CEO's name is Lee Iacocca. Okay, very interesting book on a typical I wouldn't say nerd, a studious kid. How he went through up the career, became the CEO, then how he was ousted from Ford, and he went into their competitor called Daimler Chrysler, and he turned around that company. Beautifully written book. That's one of the books which got me interested into management. So yeah, so that's the genre I prefer.
Makes sense. And what about the podcast that you listen to? I know you listen to KPH podcast. What other podcasts are you fan of?
So I don't get a lot of time to listen to specifically this thing. So what I generally do is I search for topics. Okay, any topic I want to understand thing, and then whatever comes on that, I start listening to it. So yeah, so I've ended up listening to some of the KPS podcasts and all, but I'm not really a regular listener of podcasts. I prefer reading a hard copy book.
Yeah. And what is your current day in your life look like? When do you wake up? When do you sleep? What is that routine like? Look, because you are traveling a lot.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. So I am ending up sleeping less. So I generally get up by 6:37. And the days are long, and go to bed maybe 12:01. That's how it is. And it's only work these days. So,
okay, interesting.
So the schedule currently is not good.
Okay.
Not good at all.
Yeah. What are some of the AI tools that you use in your workflow and life?
I use all the ChatGPT, Gemini, other things. These days, because I'm involved in marketing, with multiple companies, I am driving content creation, creative creation, especially for marketing on this. So what I am trying to champion is that the campaign, every campaign has an objective. So from that objective, rather than asking someone to sit and write a marketing campaign on that, I make the entire campaign to be written by the a Gemini or ChatGPT and other thing. And from that, I make these tools only to generate a script and eventually a video from it. So this is something which I'm trying to perfect. Right? So that with just the entrepreneur who understands the customer and the reason why they are spending money, would you be able to build a campaign?
Makes sense.
Right? This is what it is. And then I'm doing quite a bit of research on the whole calling sales, and customer support, automated with AI caller. This is a big headache use case currently, right? Nobody likes to do this calling 6 hours, 8 hours and sell products. It's very hard to maintain that quality. And it's 5 or 6 pitches. So what I'm trying to do is that can we start using AI there? At least the initial calls can be done. Final deal can be closed on that. From the consumer perspective also, this will be really helpful because the number of spam calls will come down.
I think KPH group the same something again.
Kore options it is not really reached the finesse required.
Makes sense.
Right? Especially you get a call in the middle. Even a feedback call, the person's pace of speaking is the same. Right? So you came to know that, this is a feedback call. You want to end this call. You are in between something, but that person will speak at their own pace. Bad customer experience. So even the emotions has to be taught to the LLM. How do we do that is the next question.
Makes sense. Next question, mandatorily KPH podcast health, wealth, relationship. So what are you doing on health and how are you balancing all the things in your life? I think you are not doing very well job.
I'm not doing a good job at it. And I think that most important thing is health. Because if you look at all success stories, you will see that these guys are people who have been doing the same thing over a period of time, perfecting it and had the energy to go on for long. Take the Prime Minister, for instance. Right? There have been multiple Prime Ministers at the 75 years. Do you see that energy? So you need time to get to the top job. If you don't have energy, you're dead.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's the health thing. Okay, so
ഈ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എന്താ what other things are you going to change? Like next time we meet നമുക്ക് കോൺഗ്രസ് ചെയ്യാലോ.
no, I need to do something about the sleep part of it. That's the main thing, and that it's related to the travel. The frequent travel is where the issue is. The food is something which I have control to a large extent, but there are certain things which I need to still do it. If I am able to sleep early and finish dinner early, half of my problems will get solved. That's the only thing, because then I will be able to wake up early. I will be able to do some workout also. All these things is possible.
Yeah.
This I'm not able to achieve today. That's one problem I need to quickly solve for.
Yes.
Right. So that's what it is. Relationship. I have a family. They are in Bangalore. I don't get a lot of time spent with them, which is another thing which I need to work on. Right. Yeah. So that's what the thing is. Yeah.
Health, wealth, relationship.
I think you are like health, relationship, and wealth, because the other two will lead to it.
Yeah. So how wealthy are you? Are you in the Forbes list? And
no, I'm not in the Forbes list. I am basic. So you can see that I'm not an entrepreneur, right? I just started the company recently only. Otherwise, I've been a professional. And employees don't make money. Entrepreneurs make money.
But you still have investments and you know IPOs and things are happening.
Yeah. So they are happening. I didn't say I'm investing, no. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that it's life is a marathon. We'll eventually get wealthy.
Yes.
It's okay. Yeah. Super.
Supercars.
What is that? I don't have supercars. I have just one car that also is
It's flying every day. So it's like car.
I need a car. I take cab to the airport. So I don't need a car.
Private jet would make sense. You get as much wealthy and
take a private jet, right?
You can sleep on the private jet and everything.
But private jet is not an idea if you're only doing domestic travel. Yeah, you will. It will be of not much use.
Makes sense. Yeah. ലാസ്റ്റ് ഒരു 1.5 hours ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അർജുന്റെ ജേർണി ഷെയർ ചെയ്തു. ex-CEO of BYJU'S, ex-CEO of upGrad, and ആകാശ് പല കാര്യങ്ങളും ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് എനി എൻഡിങ് നോട്ട് ടു ദ വ്യൂവേഴ്സ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു ഷെയർ?
From the kind of people who follow you and who is active, right? I think this is the group of people who are defining the next set of companies which successfully will lead this nation. So all I would tell them is that have a holistic view with things. Building a company is just not innovating a product. There are multiple other things. When you are especially building something, you need a team. So work on your team. That's something which you need to do that. Second, if you want to sustainably do it, it may not seem like a problem now, but cost will become a problem.
Yes.
So these few things you should keep in mind if you are thinking about looking at your entrepreneurship journey seriously. That's pretty much it.
One more question. VC or bootstrapped?
Bootstrapped.
Yeah.
Till you come to a point where you can dictate your team terms with the VC.
Yes. And I also want one favor. I want you to invite, Byju Raveendran to the Pitch podcast.
I can give you his number. You can only reach out to him.
But still, for the video, you can share.
Yeah. So maybe I can tell him or request him that he can come and meet you. So no, he definitely would like to meet your meet your followers, meet your viewers. He would, I'm pretty sure, have a good time talking to you.
Perfect.
So I would definitely recommend, but finally the decision is his.
Yes. See you soon, Byjus. Welcome to Pitch podcast. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Felix. Thanks.
ഈ ഒരു എപ്പിസോഡ് സ്പോൺസർ കെയർ റവന്യൂ എന്ന കമ്പനിയാണ്. കെയർ റവന്യൂ എന്ന് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ കെയർ സ്റ്റാക്ക് എന്ന കമ്പനിയുടെ സിസ്റ്റർ കൺസേൺ ആണ്. കെയർ സ്റ്റാക്കിന്റെ ഫൗണ്ടിംഗ് മെമ്പർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള അർജുൻ സതീഷായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ചെക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്. കെയർ റവന്യൂ ഡെന്റൽ പ്രാക്ടീസസിന്റെ ബാക്ക് എൻഡ് ഓപ്പറേഷൻസ് ആൻഡ് റവന്യൂ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യുന്ന സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ആണ്. അത് കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്നാണ് ബിൽഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത് ആൻഡ് സെല്ലിംഗ് ഗ്ലോബലി ഫ്രം കേരള. ഇവരുടെ ഓഫീസ് ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തും കൊച്ചിയിലുണ്ട്. വേറെ പുതിയൊരു ഓഫീസ് കൊച്ചിയിലും ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തായിട്ട് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് ദേ ആർ ഗ്രോയിങ് റിയലി റിയലി വെൽ. അപ്പൊ ഇവര് ഹയറിംഗ് ആണ്, പല പോസ്റ്റുകളായിട്ട് ഹയറിംഗ് ആണ്. ഞാൻ ഈ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യാം ഇൻ ദ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ. സോ മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ടു ചെക്ക് ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്. ആൻഡ് നൗ ബാക്ക് ടു ദ വീഡിയോ.